Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December 18th, 2025 regular council meeting beginning at 7:30 p.m. We will start off with a prayer from Deacon Larry Gronis, and please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Let's bow our head and pray for God's blessing. Good and gracious God, creator of all, source of all goodness and love, we beg you to look kindly upon us and receive our heartfelt gratitude in this time of giving thanks as we prepare for the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Let's forget where we come from and why we are here. That is to celebrate the nativity of our Lord, to spread the good news. We thank you for all the graces and blessings you bestowed upon us, those in this town, both spiritual and temporal. We thank you for your blessings on your faithful and their religious heritages. We thank you for our health and the love we have for one another, our family and our friends. But we also ask you to bless those this time of season who has no food or shelter, and our families who come together. Heavenly Father, bless those in our community who do not know you. Grant the people in your community the graces to understand that this season is not about glitz and glamour or lights and trees or a fat man in a funny red suit or presents, but it's about a baby 2,000 years ago lying in a manger. We pray that people in our community may come to believe in that little baby in Bethlehem, who is our Lord and Savior. Dear Father, in your infinite generosity, please grant us continued graces and blessings throughout the new year. We thank you for our religious liberties as we leave this season of preparation of Advent and enter into the new season of joy. We ask this in the name of Jesus, your Son, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Perry? Mayor Perry?
Here.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Here.
Mr. Croucher?
Here.
Ms. Montgomery?
Here.
Mr. Nichols?
Here.
Ms. Combs?
Here.
Mr. Perry?
Here. All right, I would like to, at this time, entertain a motion that we read items 4 and 5 under new business at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mrs. Combs. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry? Yay. Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay. Mr. Ziffel?
Is this under new business on the motion?
Yes.
All right, so item 4 will be a motion to appoint Hannah Dart and Vince Wazalowski, fill the 2 vacant seat positions on the Parks Board for a 3-year term beginning January 26th and ending December 31, 2026.
And number 5 is a motion to appoint Donna Fields, Samantha Owens, Henry Root, Timothy Phillips, and Nathan Coffey as alternates to the Parks Board for the terms beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2028. If you are here tonight, please step up to take your oath of office.
Do we need to vote first?
Oh, I'm sorry. We need to vote first.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. We'll entertain a
Getting the
motion
horse.
that we
You
approve
do.
these two.
So moved.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Croucher. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry? Yay. Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay. All right. I think we're good now.
Come on.
Get out of order,
up.
we're just all confused.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Got a
a,
little excited there.
it's a good-looking group.
All right. I have 3. Take a picture. You guys want to look off of them, but give it a little
Sticky.
heart at times. Raise your right hand, please. I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States Constitution of the United States and the state of Ohio, and will obey the laws thereof, and that I will, in all respects, uphold and enforce the provisions of the charter and ordinances of this city, and will faithfully discharge the duties of Parks Board upon which I'm about to enter. Congratulations, everyone.
Thanks, all of you. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you. Just step forward.
Right, on to the next item, Councilmember Dale Perry proclamation and recognition. So there are 3 outgoing council members that have served multiple terms here on council, and we would like to recognize their services. Whereas the city of Trenton has been served by Councilman Dale Perry since May 6, 2021, during which time he has demonstrated dedication to public service and well-being of the community. And whereas Councilmember Perry is a lifelong resident of the city of Trenton, whose deep personal connection to the community was informed his service and commitment to local government. And whereas Dale Perry positively impacted countless young people through the years of coaching softball at Edgewood High School and Miami University, exemplifying mentorship, leadership, and sportsmanship. And whereas Councilmember Perry dedicated many years of professional service working at Magnode, now Shape Corp., and later retiring from Miller Brewery, reflecting a strong work ethic and lifelong commitment to his community. And whereas Dale Perry has consistently given back through volunteerism, including regular contributions of time and services to the local food bank and other community organizations supporting Trenton residents in need. And whereas Councilmember Dale Perry is widely recognized for his approachability and community presence, including his esteemed status as one of the original members of the Todd's IGA Coffee.
There you go. All right, hooray.
Where community connection and civic conservation are valued and tradition. Whereas the city of Trenton recognizes that Dale Perry's service on city council reflect the values of dedication, humility, and neighborly commitment that strengthen public trust and community life. Now therefore it be resolved that I, Ryan Perry, Mayor of the City of Trenton, Ohio, on behalf of City Council, do hereby proclaim appreciation and recognition for Dale Perry for his service to the City of Trenton and his contributions to the community as a council member. Further, on behalf of all municipal officials and administration of the City of Trenton, Ohio, we extend our sincere gratitude to Dale Perry for his service, volunteerism, and commitment to the City of Trenton, and wish him continued success and fulfillment following his final meeting as a member of council. Mr. Perry, please join me.
Yes.
It's been an honor.
History.
Yeah.
Together for Father's Day together.
It's been good.
We have our disagreements. Afraid to say it.
Just a couple over Thanksgiving.
Still love you. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dick.
Number 2 is Councilmember Jenny Combs' proclamation and recognition.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the city of Trenton has been served by Councilmember Jenny Combs since January 1st, 2006, reflecting nearly 2 decades of dedicated service and commitment to the residents of the community. And whereas throughout her tenure on city council, Jenny played an instrumental role in major policy decisions shaping Trenton's future, including the adoption of the Trenton Industrial Park and the expansion of the city's corporate limits. And whereas Councilmember Combs has consistently demonstrated a calm demeanor, sound judgment, and trustworthiness in her service, earning the respect of fellow council members, city staff, and residents alike. And whereas Jenny Combs has shown longstanding support for the public safety and community service throughout her involvement in and volunteer support of numerous Trenton Fire Department events, reflecting a deep appreciation for those who serve the community. And whereas beyond her service on City Council, Jenny has remained actively engaged in preserving Trenton's history and heritage through her service on the Trenton Historical Society. And whereas Jenny Combs' nearly 2 decades of public service reflect steady leadership, thoughtful decision-making, and a deep commitment to the city's growth, safety, and community character. And whereas in recognition of her instrumental role in shaping the growth of the future of the city of Trenton and her years of dedicated service, City Council has determined that Jenny Combs shall be awarded the key to the city, one of the city's highest honors, symbolizing the trust, respect, and gratitude for the community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Ryan Perry, Mayor of the City of Trenton, Ohio, on behalf of City Council, do hereby proclaim appreciation and recognition for Jenny Combs for her dedicated service, leadership, and lasting contributions to the City of Trenton and its residents. Further, on behalf of all municipal offices and administration of the City of Trenton, we extend our sincere gratitude to Jenny Combs for her years of service and congratulate her on being awarded the key to the city in recognition of her lasting impact to the community. Jenny?
Be a sweetheart.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. So I just want to present this to you. And also, traditionally, keys to the city are something that was done in medieval times. It proves that you're such a trusted member of the community that you can open the gates of the city to anyone and at any time that you feel appropriate. And for serving 20 years on the council and countless decisions she's made, I can think of nobody better to give this.
Me. Love you, Jenny.
Anybody else?
It's just been an honor to serve. Never dreamed I would be here this long, but I'm going to miss a big part of it. But I really appreciate the people that I've worked with and the work that they do.
We love you too.
Thank you.
Here comes the tearjerker. For me.
Number 3 is Councilmember Calvin Widgery's proclamation and recognition. Whereas the City of Trenton has been served by Councilmember Calvin Widgery since January 1st, 2006, reflecting nearly 2 decades of dedicated public service to the residents of the community. And whereas Councilmember Widgery's commitment to public service began long before his tenure on City Council, including a distinguished career with the Middletown Fire Department, from which he retired after years of protecting lives and property. And whereas prior to and alongside his service on City Council, Calvin Woodry served as the City of Trenton as a municipal employee, including service with the Trenton Fire Department and as a code enforcement officer, contributing directly to public safety and neighborhood standards. And whereas throughout his tenure on City Council, Calvin Woodry served on the Public Safety Committee and was widely known for his seasonal public safety reminders, including his familiar encouragement to those traveling. I'll let you go ahead and say it if you want to.
Over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house.
To visit family during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays, to do so safely and with care. And whereas Calvin Woodry served the City of Trenton in municipal leadership roles, including as vice mayor prior to 2011 and again beginning at 2023, and as mayor beginning in 2011, providing steady leadership through years of growth and transition. And whereas during his service, Calvin Woodry was part of the City Council that approved the expansion of the city's corporate limits through Phase 1 of the Trenton Industrial Park, helping position the city for long-term economic development. And whereas in recognition of his extraordinary and lasting service to the City of Trenton, Ohio, City Council has determined that Calvin Woodry shall be awarded the Key to the City, one of the city's highest honors, symbolizing the trust, gratitude, and appreciation of the community he has served. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Ryan Perry, Mayor of the City of Trenton, Ohio, on behalf of City Council, do hereby proclaim appreciation and recognition for Calvin Woodry for his long-standing service, leadership, and extraordinary contributions to the City of Trenton and its residents. Further, on behalf of all municipal officials and administration of the City of Trenton, Ohio, we extend our sincere gratitude to Calvin Woodry for his many years of service and congratulate him on being awarded the Key to the City in recognition of his lasting legacy.
Yes.
Calvin. I couldn't ask for a better one.
I had three vice mayors. Started out with Ray, went to Dick Miller, and ended up with you. And all three of you were just a real pleasure to work with. Every council member I've ever served with, they're a pleasure to work with. And but it's time. It's time. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Come on. You get a picture. Don't break your proclamation. Aw, look how beautiful. Just sit down. We can hide here. Just smile, just in case.
Yeah.
Cheese.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
And now, Mr. Zipfel will move into the new council swearing-in ceremony. If you're elected to council, please step up to receive your oath of office.
We got a cowbell going. I know it. That's just so
That
funny.
bell's cracking me up.
You have me ready. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the state of Ohio,
the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
uphold and enforce
uphold and enforce
the provisions of the charter
the provisions of the charter
and ordinances of the city,
and ordinances of the city,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of city council
the duties of city council
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
I have to take another one. Yeah. Over a year I did it. How about that?
Next, we have the swearing in of the vice mayor.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will support
I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States,
in the state of Ohio,
the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and that I will,
and I will,
in all respects,
all respect,
uphold and enforce
and uphold and enforce
the provisions of the charter
the provisions of the charter
and ordinances of this city,
and the ordinances of the city,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of vice mayor
the duties of vice mayor
upon which I am about to enter.
on pin which I'm about to enter.
Yeah, go over to the,
Yeah.
You come up here to the
behind the Trenton.
have the Trenton behind you.
Congratulations.
There you go.
You should have got one, Helen.
Yeah.
Honored.
And we have the mayor swearing in ceremony.
Come on, Mayor.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I solemnly swear
I solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
in the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
uphold and enforce
uphold and enforce
the provisions of the charter
the provisions of the charter
and ordinances of this city,
and ordinances of this city,
and will faithfully discharge
and will faithfully discharge
the duties of mayor
the duties of mayor
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
You're beautiful. Well, I did too. I said, look at that beautiful family. It's not all about you, Calvin.
Tonight.
You haven't seen me.
Oh,
I miss you.
right down the
I got a
street.
picture of me and my wife.
Absolutely.
My phone number.
I know, and I do call you, you know. You don't call me, I call you. Oh, yeah, gotta get Ken and Linda.
All right, everyone, that will conclude our swearing-in ceremonies. And at this time, we welcome you to stay, but if you would like to leave, then you're more than welcome to. We have a very exciting 2026 budget presentation coming up. So,
Say no more.
yeah. So please feel free to leave at this time.
If you have trouble sleeping, hang around.
Yeah.
So I said, we're gonna watch the room empty out.
Man,
What in the world?
I thought we was gonna watch a movie or something.
Yeah, that's not kind
Good
of
shows on tonight.
blood dripping there.
I guess our mayor really knows how to clear a room.
Food? Yes.
What?
Football, yeah.
I'm not into football, so. Nor my husband. Now Harley's, yeah, okay. Oh man, you know what he's doing? He's saving up. I said, what he said? I'm saving up for another Harley.
I will never forget one time
Huh?
we were waiting on this to come up, and then Gordon Ramsay
I
came
got
on
really-
Hell's
and
Kitchen,
I have
And it was loud.
absolutely
I have
going
to
off on a
be
person. And it was full volume.
We're all like, stop.
Why did you forget me? I said it all.
It was all good.
Okay, it was good to see you.
All right. Well, you're still here, so you've been warned. Buckle up for the 2026 operational budget. Mr. Masisklis.
So this presentation is an overview. The actual line item budget is in the agenda. So welcome to review that. I'll give a brief overview of what municipal budgets are, what our policies are with budgeting, and then also going into the funds revenue and all that. The municipal budgets broadly serve two purposes. First, they are a guideline of spending and an estimate of resources and revenues for the calendar year. Second, they are a policy document that show the city's priorities and projects. The city, in terms of the actual format of the budget, uses fund accounting. So the city has 31 different active funds where various revenues are deposited. Each fund has limited uses set by law. Trenton's major fund categories are water, sewer, streets, police levy, fire levy, general, and capital or TIF funds. So revenue that is deposited into the water fund, that everyone gets a utility bill, it comes from the same bank account, but it goes into different funds. So the water portion goes to the water fund, sewer to sewer, stormwater, and you can't intermingle them. So the stormwater fund will go toward street water and stormwater, street sweeper and stormwater management. The water portion of that bill goes to the water infrastructure of the city. Same deal with the police levy and fire levy. Those are distinct and budgeted separately. The budget approval process, it starts at the staff level. So staff, that means departments, draft their budget for each fund by line item expenditures. Then it goes to management, so Marcos and I will review with the department heads and present to individual members of council if they wanted to attend those departmental meetings, and then also to the committees of council. So public safety and the strategic management committee reviews the budget and offers any revisions. The revised budget is then presented to council at large for approval by fund and expense category. The budget is then entered upon approval into the accounting software to serve as the city's plan of spending for the next year. It's also filed with the county auditor, so the resources must be greater than the expense. Our budget policies are the funds must end the year within their fund reserve balance policy. So above and beyond the policies required by the state and our county budget commission, we have certain reserve balances, so 5-6 months operating in the general fund, as well as strategic reserves in both water and sewer in case there are catastrophes in those funds that we will have operating cash on hand to service those. The city budget must balance, that is, revenues plus cash must be equal to or greater than expenditures in each operating fund. That is a statutory requirement. It is a best practice that only non-recurring project expenses in excess of revenues are charged to reserve balances. Usually we can accomplish this in most funds, but some funds we do have essentially an ongoing, well, not necessarily ongoing, but periodic deficit in some funds. So I will touch on those funds that are experiencing that later on. Any unbudgeted expense each year must be approved by council via supplemental appropriations. That's what Mr. Zippel was talking about earlier. So the budget can be amended throughout the year. The signed ordinance must be approved, provided to the county auditor, along with supplemental budget throughout the year and certified resources. We also have some financial metrics that the city meets. So we have, just like individuals have a credit rating, the city has a bond rating. So Moody's, Standard & Poor's, and Fitch are the three main rating agencies. They will assign a bond rating to the city based on a variety of aspects. So these are affected by management policies, audit reports, demographics, economic development, outstanding debt, revenue streams, and reserve balances. Our city general obligation bond rating is AA2, so that's a Moody's rating, and it's considered very strong. We're a third from the top in that. And then our water enterprise rating, which is generally lower in all cities than the general obligation rating, that is A1, which is also considered strong for a water system. In Ohio, we do have a balanced budget requirement set by the Ohio Constitution. Generally, Ohio municipalities are rated well in comparison to other parts of the country that don't have that requirement. For example, some other cities, Monroe is AA2, same as us. Fairfield is AA1, a bit better. Hamilton and Middletown are A1, so they're a bit lower than us in terms of the general bond rating. As I said, since they can't rely on taxes and have greater liabilities, water systems are usually rated lower than cities. However, there are exceptions. Hamilton's water is AA3, which is one step above our own and actually above their own general obligation bond rating due to some liabilities there. Rating changes can occur when new debt is issued. In 2025, Trenton received an upgrade in both the general obligation bond and water bond ratings. Moody's noted that successful audits, budget book awards, strong income tax growth, and economic development prospects were the reasons for that upgrade. Upgrades do result in decreased borrowing costs for large projects. Just like you all at home, if you have, you increase your credit score, you get lower interest rates. Likewise, the city, when we increase our bond rating, that means lower. All right. Moving on to the actual budget for this coming year. The revenues by fund, this does include transfers. So transfers are considered revenues in the fund balance, but it's not actually new money coming into the city. It is a revenue within that fund. So 2026, all funds does expect $35.1 million in total revenues. The general fund is just under 6.5, and you look over one of the big changes between 25 and 26. That's brown. Let's get a laser pointer here. This brown section here, the police levy fund, 4.4 million, and then the police levy fund last year just under 4.3. It doesn't mean the police levy actually collected more. In fact, the levies don't. It means that the general fund transfer to the police levy increased by that amount. Likewise, Debt issuances or loans are considered revenue because they are cash inflow. So another big change, the water fund, 11.3 million expected in 2026. That is a result of our OWDA proceeds for the water tower that's currently under construction in the industrial park. Last year, we also had a big aberration. This is the bond issuance and the premium for that issuance, which went into the capital fund. So there was that, like I said, we had a bond improvement, rating improvement in 2025. That was a result of us going to the rating agencies and securing debt which is not funded through general fund tax revenue. It's actually supported through the RID and TIF funds. But that is the revenue that's in 2025. We're not issuing debt for that in 2026. So that's why our revenues are down for that aspect of the budget. Proceeds for the water tower 2026, as I said, potential tap fees, property sales or pilots, payment in lieu of taxes for new economic development projects are mostly not included. So like I said, I did include the revenues for our OWDA loan because that's been approved. We don't know what the new pilots will be for economic development next year. We also don't have any signed water service agreements, so the potential tap fees will come in later through the year. And those will be noted on supplemental budgets and certificates of resources. Go over again the major changes. All outstanding bans, that is short-term debts, have been paid in full. That happened actually in 2023. We are also seeing a $45,000 decrease in property tax revenue due to local tax rollbacks enacted by the state and the county. The RID revenues, which aren't strictly property taxes, but they're based on the property tax rate, we do consider those to be stable next year due to new builds in those areas offsetting that tax cut. We also expect an increase in the Magno TIF beyond our revenues this year because they didn't pay their second half property tax bill. So that will be coming as well as their normal property tax bill next year. We also, in the construction category, $8.6 million in financing revenue for the OWDA loan, $1.3 million decrease in the parks transfer revenue due to the project carryover from 2025. So in 2025, we had a lot of parks project plans, and council has executed contracts in all of those, or in many of those. We will spend from existing purchase orders, but the general fund doesn't need to transfer more money in there because it's already held within the parks fund. We are also budgeting a 15% decline in income tax due to a 1-month delay in the RETA collections and the transition. So it's important to be conservative when you're having big changes in any kind of municipal policy. I don't expect that to bear out, but it would be, I would not be doing my due diligence if I didn't plan this budget in the light of a big change could happen and revenues could fall because of it. We also are seeing a slowdown in delinquent collections. This year we are under last year's delinquent collections, which is a good thing, but it also means less revenue for the budget. We also are seeing an increase of the police department transfer to $3.36 million, which is the new status quo police department need. That is expected to grow 5% per year. We're also seeing decreased investment revenue due to the falling interest rates. The city is not allowed to invest in any sort of speculative assets or stocks. We can only invest in bonds, and bond rates are tied to interest rates. Interest rates are falling. In various portions of the curve, interest rates are falling, which means that we're going to have less investment revenue next year compared to this year. Moving on to the expense side. All funds expenses by fund, we have 2025, the original budget, not amended, was $26.4 million. You'll see the supplemental budget later tonight. The 2026 all funds initial budget is $38.9 million. Again, a large portion of that increase is from the construction of the water tower, so 11.8 there, and then we only had $3 million last year. The general fund is also seeing a decrease in its budget because last year we had to transfer out the parks levy, or to the parks fund. This year, of course, we don't. This was it's cut off here for the police levy, so 4.1 million there and 4.5 million for the police levy here. No other super large change. The Parks Fund, $1 million less than last year because some of those projects have been initiated in 2025. Even though they have not completed, they are still a part of the 2025 budget, so that's why that decrease is there. 2025's largest expenses were made via supplemental budgets. So aside from this, the $8.6 million water tower construction 2026 operations will be more indicative of Trenton's new normal. The initial budgets do not include supplemental or unforeseen items, which occur throughout the year. All budgets include additional transfers that aren't necessarily expenses, said $300,000 from the general fund to the fire department, and then $3,360,000 for PD. We also don't really recognize within the parks budget that we as staff do provide a lot of time and thus portions of the other funds budget in support of the parks. So the parks is the Park Improvement Fund. We used to pay staff out of that fund. It didn't really make too much sense for a variety of reasons. The public works staff is paid primarily out of the general fund, also paid out of the water, sewer, and street funds. Significant time is still spent on park maintenance, amounting to this general breakdown, 3 staff members, 2 days a week for mowing, 8 months out of the year, plus an hour for daily basic checks, cleanup, and then event work is averaging about 20 man-hours per month, which is up quite a bit, from previous years where we have a much more active event, event life over this past year particularly. Aside from this, all public works staff are expected to work, again, those various city events. Public works pay, that's the total public works pay, so 26,960 hours plus payroll expenses. Out of that, just under 2,400 hours are really spent on the parks work. That's about 8.9% of our public works time, or $200,000 a year. And this is not just salary. This includes health care, benefits, the pension. So, yeah. Major points on the expense side. The general fund has a budgeted capital fund transfer of $12,000, budgeted parks transfer of $360,000. We've also reworked our health insurance plans for 0 cost increase, which is pretty astounding feat that we've accomplished this year. I know anyone who's in that field or works full time and has their health insurance comp, it usually goes up between 10 and 15%, and that's what we saw over the past several years. But we're moving to a different plan for the city, an HSA-based plan, and kind of put a little bit more power in the hands of the individual employees, take some of the strain off of the budget. We've held it expense neutral, so we've increased some opportunities for health incentives to be reached. $505,000 increase in the budgeted transfer to the police department, and we are retaining the $300,000 annual transfer to the fire levy. In terms of the fire levy, we are budgeted for 5 on-duty staff at all times with competitive raises of 3%. That also includes the steps that council approved earlier this year, so those are budgeted as well. Equipment costs will continue to be offset by aggressive grant applications. Our RID, TIF, and Parks funds, we have the splash pad in Founders Park electrical upgrades that are paid from 2025 POs, not 26. We have a $500,000 placeholder budget for Home Avenue Park redesign, and $300,000 for community park repaving. That is repaving the walking trail, the basketball court, and the parking lot. We've also earmarked $35,000 for a dog park, $175,000 for community events, and $30,000 for a park supply building. So that would cut down on some public works time, physically gathering all of the materials required for our events and then taking it down to the parks. Mr. Baker has proposed a supply building in the backside of the amphitheater so that we can store more items on site and save a lot of public works time there. I will also say that TIFs will be used for road improvements and debt service on the fire station and municipal complex. So the fire station was originally paid out of our fire levy. We have increased from a 3 to 5-man duty on all times, even though the levy was built for 3. So the money has to come from somewhere. It's coming in large part from the general fund, that $300,000, but also we can use economic development revenue from new builds in some kind of newer areas of town, and also in the industrial park, to offset those costs of debt service without asking for the levy, at least for that. Capital projects fund, we're budgeting $900,000 in revenue from investments. We also are carrying a $32 million encumbrance from the municipal complex and infrastructure. That's from the 2025 budget. $500,000 additional placeholder for city building related needs. $425,000 for water meter replacement. So this is, we usually budget like between $40,000 and $60,000 for water meters, but we are going after that water loss aggressively. And this year alone, we're above $60,000, and it's starting to pay dividends. Next year, we're going to continue replacing those meters and those settings for those meters to address leaks throughout our system. Also $2 million for Public Works building to protect the assets there. So we have a jet vac truck that's currently in our current building, but that means that our salt trucks are out in the open, and the Public Works trucks. And they take a beating in the weather, so Public Works building has been budgeted. $200,000 for the city garage. So our mechanics do a great job not only servicing our own vehicles, but they offset their own costs by contracting out to other emergency medical systems. Madison Township and Gratis, this year they signed a new contract, I think, also. But they're Cody down at the garage is asking for upgrades there. And we do bill those EMS providers. We bill them a lesser rate than they would see at a private garage. So it's a savings for them, and it's also a cost offset for us because we are making revenue off of our staff.
I do want to stop and give praise to those two, because I've heard from other leaders of other cities around us that they absolutely love to send their equipment to Trenton, because we cost less, and normally you would be out of commission for, I think some of them said 6 to 8 months on an ambulance or an emergency vehicle to get it fixed, and we usually turn it in what? I think
Weeks.
Yeah. I think it's less than 3 weeks, less than a month, depending on the part, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So they deserve some praise on that.
Yes,
They're taking
they do.
care of not only our city's vehicles, but they're making sure you're safe in other municipalities as well.
And could I add one thing to that? There is more municipalities wanting to join Trenton, to come to Trenton to have their equipment repaired, which speaks highly, very highly of what we got down there. We've got 2 and probably end up having to go to maybe 3 or even 4 mechanics that is certified to replace and repair all this equipment. So it is an asset to the city if we do that.
We've also set aside $200,000 for dilapidated property purchases. So folks might notice on the east side of what used to be Whitey's Bar is no longer, 4 buildings with black mold in them. It is, I would consider, a pretty nice green space. There aren't concrete plans for development of that, but a lot of the staff around here and folks that come in notice that, hey, it's a lot nicer. And there are a few more buildings that we have purchased that will be taken down, but keeping an eye out and a budget in place so that if more opportunities arise, that we can handle that quickly. This is a graph that I really like. And it does affect residents more than most of these slides. So the utility funds, as I said, a balanced budget is revenues greater than operating expenses. What we have statutorily is revenues plus cash on hand being greater than operating expenses. So we have these red bars are the annual recurring revenues. We like that to be higher than the yellow, which is the annual recurring operating expenses. The orange is the cash on hand. So you see in our water, our revenues are greater than our recurring expenses, although our total water expenses are greater than our recurring revenues. This blue bar here is the ongoing debt service from our 2013 water bonds for the current water treatment plant. The green bar is the capital expenses in the water fund. I know I mentioned we have over 400,000 in water meter upgrades, but because of our capital plan, we can allocate those to the capital projects fund to keep those expenses out of the water fund. So we do expect a small drawdown in our cash on hand because these bars in totality are greater than the ongoing revenue. But because of our cash on hand and because of the upgrades we are making, we are expecting, or well, we are going to experience a 0% increase to residential water rates. Same deal in the sewer. So the sewer is running a little bit tighter margins in terms of the red bar versus the yellow, that ongoing expenses. Ongoing expenses here are actually budgeted at 19,000 greater than ongoing revenues. We budget revenues pretty conservatively, so it should shake out over the course of the year. And addressing that water loss will also address sewer revenues throughout the year. So we should be good on that as well. The capital expenses in sewer, just over 300,000, and then there's a very small debt service in the sewer fund here, but we are drawing down a fund balance. Also 0% increase to the sewer. The rate above 8,000 gallons a month will be tied to CPI, looking at around 3% for those rates. So commercial and industrial users will see a small increase. They will not increase their spending on the gallons that they use below 8,000, just above. Rumpke is a little bit of a different story. So we do have a refuse revenue fund, call it the garbage fund here. So $1,360,000 in expected revenue. Our expenses just over $1.6 million. We do have cash on hand. It used to be a city policy to keep cash on hand in this fund, but realistically, if a Rumpke truck breaks down, it's not our liability, it's theirs. So there's no reason to spend cash on hand here. As a result, we have been able to try and offset the cost increases that Rumpke has given us, but still next year we will see $1 increase per month due to their contract. As I said earlier, some big projects do tend to skew what these numbers look like. So the water tower financing and construction, financing is a revenue side, construction is an expense side, it equals the revenue. I did remove those from this because otherwise it would be much, it would look different. Both sides of the water fund would look higher. The cash on hand denotes October 31st, 2025 balance. So these will change a little bit at the end of the year. Like I mentioned, that OWDA loan for the water fund will start being repaid, and that starts in 2027. The debt cost of that will increase by $383,000. Utility expenses, so kind of a concrete what I just went over. Water fund is seeing an $835,000 decrease from last year. That is because $500,000 water advance, that's a debt-related item, for a return to the general fund has been repaid. There's a $244,000 decrease in personnel expenses. That is related to, again, the health insurance savings. We're seeing some cost reallocations and moving employee cash outs to the fund 890. So we do offer folks don't use all their vacation time, they can cash it out. That is now not taken from water revenue. That is taken from a separate fund that we plan transfers into. $108,000 decrease in the capital fund transfer because we have those investment revenues in the capital fund. Also, as I said, instead of purchasing water meters from the water fund, we're purchasing from the capital fund, so there's a decrease in our costs in the water fund for that. Capital fund there. The water capital fund will be used to pay for the water tower and potential well expansion. Sewer fund is also seeing a decrease, $74,000 decrease in personnel, $160,000 decrease in the treatment contract costs. That is because Butler County Sewer, they treat our water, and we will essentially end the year of 2025 having paid 13 bills. So next year we should only be paying 12. $200,000 increase in the general operating costs, though, so that's maintenance, utilities, professional services, and $20,000 decrease in the administrative transfers. Refuse collection, this is an increase, $60,000 due to the Rumpke contract and $3,000 due to personnel, $15,000 supplies and services. Authorizing the budget for an item or an expense, I will also say doesn't authorize the purchase of that item or expense. It's entirely within council's purview to approve a budget and then not authorize the expenses the following year. So that's considered a taxpayer protection from that the state provides. So for example, these water meter and equipment, this council can approve of the budget, but then when it comes to the actual purchase of the item, if it's over $15,000 next year, council can then deny it even though it's in the budget. So that's why some items you can see, well, we approved this last year in the budget. No, you also have to approve the expense itself. So that's with anything, not just water and utilities related stuff. Major points for fire levy operations. The charts are after the points on this one. We are still budgeting for 5-person shifts at all times. The 3% base cost of living adjustment for all fire staff, plus the 25-cent to 75-cent steps above that. Total personnel budget increase is 4.8% above the 2025 budget. Continuing the general fund subsidy and payment of bonds with RID funds. There is a net budgetary deficit in this fund. So like I said earlier, not all funds will be revenues balancing with expenses, but we do have cash to draw down in this fund. I will say that due to new billing software and the transport volume, partially due to going to 5 on shift, the EMS revenue is actually budgeted $100,000 more than the 2025 original budget. We do soft bill for our EMS charges. So if you are a Trenton resident, you get a bill from the ambulance provider. They're supposed to really only send it to the insurance to bill the insurance, but if you physically get the bill, ignore it, don't pay it. Let your insurance provider pay whatever they will pay, and then if you get a reminder bill, again, ignore it. If you don't live in Trenton and you get a Trenton EMS bill, well, your financial decisions are your own. Due to the county homestead increase, this levy will collect $23,000 or 3% less than otherwise. The fire department is on track to sustain 5-person shifts through 2026 without a new levy need. Grants, RIDs, and economic development will continue extending the life of the current levy. But I will say that, there was a conversation a couple years ago about a full-time department. If that conversation is broached again, pretty confident that a smaller millage than was originally provided will go a lot further than was discussed in 2023. So that will be a pending big decision that upcoming councils might have to make. A little bit more deeper look at what they're expected to purchase next year. The fire levy, $60,000 is set aside for striker equipment, that is cardiac monitors and service contracts for those. $13,000 for new Knox box systems, and that is to replace the whole fleet. That's essentially a system that our EMS and fire crews can go into commercial buildings without breaking the doors. They have a key. The business will have a key. They can access those without causing property damage. We also have an electronically integrated field ops software, so the dispatchers can communicate more real-time with physical visual data. I'm sure they'll talk about that. They'll brag about that next year. $15,000 in vehicle maintenance, $6,300 for training. This has been a greater focus than in previous years. I will also note that the Quint ladder truck is nearing the end of its service life. Maybe a year older than I am. That is a potential $1.5 million cost that would be. And I would say that regardless of if a new levy is in place or if this one exists, that is something we would have to go out to a bond agency. So we want to increase our bond rating because items like that, we want to get as low a borrowing cost as possible. Moving on to what it actually looks like visibly in terms of the chart. 2026 budget is $2 million. Vast majority of that is personnel, so 1.5 million in personnel. The other expenditures here includes utilities, gasoline, small tools, training, and professional services. The capital and debt includes turnout gear and other equipment, which is usually funded through grants. And then the debt expense portion is the bond payment on the existing firehouse, and that will be funded through, like I said here, the RID contribution. So the funding part, the levy funds less than half of our actual fire operations, so under $800,000. The general fund transfer funds a decent chunk. Transport charges, about a quarter. We budget $45,000 for grants, and you know our assistant chief, we're going to get more than $45,000.
Oh, yeah.
So that continues to extend the life of this levy. And then just miscellaneous expenses. What it looks like for a trajectory of the actual cash balance here, though, is the current fire levy was passed in 2012 at 4.5 mils. That's a portion of the property values. Now, because when property values increase, millages for this type of levy and for all city levies generally decrease. School levies don't always decrease. County levies don't always decrease. We have one inside millage that does not decrease, but both of our police and fire levies decrease in effectiveness as values increase, such that the actual dollars collected on individual properties are flat. So millage is reduced automatically on voted levies when home values increase. Despite Trenton's mandated 36% valuation increase that happened a couple of years ago, this levy did not collect additional funds for that. The chart reflects status quo revenue and the inflating expenses. So sustainability of our current 5 million part-time operations, we expect to end 2025 with 850,000. 2026, again, like I said, it's a deficit, it's a drawdown. We initially expected this, when this presentation was given last year, we expected to end 2026 with maybe 150 grand. Now, with the addition of using our RIBs and then the new billing provider, we can extend that into 2027. But this is the actual cash balance. This is not revenues versus expenses. The actual cash balance ending 2027 is 12,000. So those will run out at the end of 2027. Aggressive grant applications, general fund support, and new development has stretched this funding, but some decisions will probably need to be made in coming years. Moving on to the police, unlike the fire levy, the police levy was never intended to fund the entire police department. It was put on to fund an additional, I believe, 4 or 5 patrol officers back in 2016. So the funding side here, 4.4 million. They get some revenue from the impound lot when we auction off vehicles that are abandoned here. We do get some grants. And then the police levy in Homestead is 930,000, so 21%. The general fund contribution is over 75% of our police and dispatch costs there. So just like with the fire levy, this decreases in effectiveness as well. It was voted in at 5.25 mils, now it is 2.89 mils. Personnel expenses are a vast majority of the funding here. The other expenses include uniforms, office supplies, training, contract agreements, gasoline, and police cruisers. Projections for the subsidy. The 2025 general fund subsidy was $3,180,000. 2026, it's going up, $3,360,000. We expect that to grow about 5% annually. As mentioned earlier, 2025 is a contract negotiation year. 2026 will be the implementation for that. We're also seeing a looming state decision that would increase which would increase by almost $100,000 per year annual employer costs. That is in addition to our pension costs. So our pension costs could increase will increase if House Bill 280 passes and then is signed by the governor. Annual increase is always driven by bargaining unit health insurance. This year, the health insurance is not as big of a factor. The chief has also completed the Southern Ohio Police Leadership Academy, which was training expense budget in 2025. And this House Bill 280 is co-sponsored by a local representative hall. Other changes in the police fund, we are budgeting 6 total full-time dispatchers. That was started in the 2025 budget, so that was one of those council amended budget items. We used to only have 4, and to be honest, we oftentimes had vacancies, so we were down to 3. We budgeted 5 back in 2023 or 4, and now we're up to 6, and it is going well. 2 standard police cruisers are expected in 2026 as well. Additional part-time police specialists, prisoner boarding. We are budgeting a decrease. Our costs with the Middletown Jail have decreased. When this was originally proposed or presented to the Public Safety Budget or Committee, we expected a total personnel decrease. However, the addition of a part-time patrol officer for the schools has been added, as well as the cost increase of the bargaining agreement that we just recently reached. So there is a small increase in the personnel budget, which is not what was presented to the Public Safety Committee. Like I said, we're also shifting the cash out expenses to Fund 890. That's one of the reasons we can offset those costs. Total budget increase for the police levy is $111,439, 2.5%. Zooming back out to the general fund, so I said the general fund supports the fire levy and the police levy. I also stated that we are in the revenues showing a 15% decrease, partially due to just being 1 month behind the nature of moving to Rita. We would no longer be collecting as much in-house. They would be remitting to us, and then in 2027 we would make up a portion of that difference. But 2026 general fund revenues, $6.5 million. There is an inside millage, that's $880,000. The city income tax total collections budgeted at $4.8 million. Of that, we are budgeting $1.2 million in the delinquent collections. We also do get a pitch in from the state. The state has a local government fund. So the general fund receives building permits. So we have a couple new subdivisions coming to town, and any bigger economic development projects are also building permits. So those go to the general fund and then other here. On the expense side, personnel is that amount. We have general operating expenses, capital, and the police levy transfer is 42%. So you see public safety, so the fire levy and police levy take out a big chunk of the general fund expenses. Other special appropriations are $30,000, and then the parks transfer is $360,000. It is best practice to keep public safety expenses just under 50%. A lot of wealthier cities can afford less than that, but in order to ensure all city services are adequately prioritized, it is recommended that we keep the general fund public safety costs under 50%. The so-called operating expenses in the general fund include streetlights, engineering, legal services, which is if we've left the room, utilities, computers, software, training, and just office supplies. Upcoming capital projects, including in the 2026 budget, again, or supplemental. So some of these items are not included in this budget, will be brought to council when funding is secured or we have a more concrete plan on those. Following items attributed to city capital funds: 1.5 million gallon water storage tank. That's an 8.8 million construction cost, which includes some fiber being moved down there. $10.2 million on the revenue side, which is a 3.7% loan for 30 years. It's a pretty good rate from the OWDA, at least. at least considering how recent 30-year rates have been. Those annual payments will begin in 2027. We are budgeting, as the mayor said, almost $2.3 million in payment. So $1,228,000 of that is a federal grant for Hamilton Trenton Road and East State Street. We are expecting between $409,000 and $964,000. Unfortunately, it's going to be for the lower end of that figure for the OPWC loan for North First and Second Street and Union reconstruction. So that is both water line reconstruction and street paving right here in the close north side of town, and then $555,000 in local paving contribution. And this figure is pretty astounding in terms of local infrastructure investment. Our paving budget, my first year being here from the previous year and then previous years before that was about $350,000 to $400,000. We bumped it up to $1 million. When I had got here, it's 1.2 this year. It's going to be 2.3 next year. It's, we're putting some work in. Unfortunately, inflated costs in the actual, asphalt do mean that those dollars do go a little bit less far, but infrastructure is has been a priority at council.
Yep.
We're also expecting Wayne Madison Road engineering and widening. This is a currently unknown cost, so that's going to be a supplemental. Will be requested and then also paid by the RIDs that council approves that. Nothing else there. All funds total budget. We're also seeing a potential additional loss of about 2% in our property tax and pilot due to the House Bill 186. House Bill 186 has been one of, well, I'm not really supposed to give, yay or nays, but it will reduce property tax bills that we've all been seeing increase. So it's been a big change that will assist owner-occupied homes. It essentially takes a credit that used to be given to owner-occupied housing and landlords and cuts the landlord credit out of that, redistributes that among owner-occupied housing. So over the course of the next several years, there will be some shifting in tax burden from owner-occupied housing onto larger landlords, and that's a really big change. And in the short term, that does mean less funding, for localities, for school districts and municipalities. But ultimately, it's I would consider a good direction. So just read House Bill 186 and form your own opinions on that. Expected revenues for all funds, that includes the transfers and advances, $35,122,856. As I said, we'll submit financing and property sale revenue as needed for certificates in 2026. Budgeted expenses, just under $39 million. Supplemental budgets will also be submitted for the water and infrastructure projects when any property sale or pilot revenue would come in. So that does yield a net drawdown of $3.7 million. That has been planned. We have ample cash on hand to cover that. We do have an old debt reduction of $461,496. Grant-funded projects will also be added via supplemental projects when funding schedule for those are determined. So these are subject to change due to the project and grant timeline, but we are expecting a 2026 year-end all funds balance of $17.7 million, and then year-end 2026 general fund balance of just under $3 million, which is within our reserve compliance. And that is all for this presentation.
Y'all made it.
Like I said, the line item budget is going to be in the top of the packet if you want to see more detail there, and this presentation will also be, I'm sure.
When we first got on council.
Good job, man.
It will be posted.
I was just thinking.
And as always, I want to add that every expense and check we write here at the city is on Ohio Checkbook. So if you would ever like to see, it's down to the penny account of what we spend here in the city, it's all there, ready to look up. And I think all of these in correspondence are yours as well, Mr. Masiskos. Would you like to add anything that you didn't cover during the work session?
Those are all covered during this.
All right. We'll move on to audience of public if you wish. Let's go to approval of minutes. I'll entertain a motion that we approve the minutes of the December 4th, 2025 regular council meeting and the minutes of the December 4th, 2025 work session.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Nichols, or Mr. Nichols and Mrs. Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Abstain.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
We'll go to audience of public. If you wish to address council, please step to the podium and state your name and address.
Good evening, council, mayor, city administration. Brian Sebald, fire chief, Trenton Fire Department. Kind of a bittersweet evening. I just want to thank the council members, the ones that are leaving. Spent a lot of time in your position. You've contributed a lot to the fire department. I could go on, but to name a few, you helped increase wages, step increases, added holidays. We've got new equipment, state-of-the-art equipment. We did get a new station in 2018. With all that, we've been moving forward and still moving forward. We want to continue moving forward. We have a very solid, very, very solid department right now, and you guys have contributed to that. We still want to move forward, but there's a lot of things in our goals. Unfortunately, it just costs money, and we got to figure out where that's going to come from. So I do have a hard thing with Mayor Perry's thing of Mr. Woodry's dedication to saving lives and property, but I will give him this: he is dedicated to the safe delivery of the crew. So anyway.
All right now.
Congratulations.
That used to be my tagline
That is.
in my City of Middletown email when I worked there. And years ago, I worked for an officer that shall remain nameless. And he had this, what he thought was a real clever little tagline on his email, and I kind of mockingly or jokingly just added dedicated to the safe delivery of the crew to the scene, since I was a fire truck driver, to my email as a tagline, and it just kind of stuck.
Yes,
So
and it had a license plate that said "Never End."
I still have that.
But no, I do want to thank you, outgoing members, for everything you've done. The current members, we look forward to working with you in the future, and the incoming members, we look forward to that as well. But you do have some big shoes to fill. So thank you. Thank you for all your dedication and support.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. And if I can make one more comment, during Mr. Masisklis' riveting presentation about the 2026 budget, I couldn't help but think back to 1982 through 1989 when I was on Trenton's volunteer fire department and started my career in the fire service. And when he said that the budget for 2026 for the Trenton Fire Department was going to be $2 million, I remember back to the 1980s when we had a $40,000 budget for the year, and we wondered how we were going to get by. And it's just another one of those little signs of the times and how things have changed.
Made it.
Yeah,
Made it.
we made it.
Yeah.
Scraped by a few years, but we made it.
It's a good thing.
Yep.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, seeing no takers, we'll move on to unfinished business. Mr. Zipfel? I would like to entertain a motion that we read items 1 through 3 under unfinished business by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mrs. Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Mr. Ziffel, please proceed and pause where appropriate.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 1, an ordinance amending ordinance 34-2025 for the purpose of correcting a scrivener's error.
This was covered in work session by Mr. Beresford. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mrs. Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Item 2, an ordinance adopting the 2025 revision of the Ohio Fire Code and updating the City of Trenton codified ordinances to reflect such changes.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments concerning this? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Croucher. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yeah.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Item 3, a resolution amending the municipal wage scale of the City of Trenton.
All right, do we have any comments or questions? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Ms. Combs. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
All right, we're going to public hearings. Number 1, I would like to open the public hearing if you are for the ordinance to make annualized appropriations for current operating expenses and other expenditures of the City of Trenton, State of Ohio during a period beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2026. If you are for the budget, please step to the podium. All right, seeing none, if you are against the budget as presented, please step to the podium. Okay, I will close the public hearing at this time and we will move on to new business. Number 1 is a motion authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with the Kleininger Group for the construction, design of widening Wayne Madison Road for a total cost of $185,000.00, and further authorizing the city manager to sign all required documents thereof. Mr. Nichols, anything to add?
I have nothing further, Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Croucher, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Number 2 is a motion to appoint Jennifer Harris to continue to serve on the Planning Commission for a term of 4 years beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2029. Does anyone have any comments related to this? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to appoint.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Croucher and Mrs. Combs, roll call, please.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Number 3 is a motion to appoint Bob Mello to continue to serve on the Planning Commission for a term of 4 years beginning January 1st, 2026 and ending December 31st, 2029. Would anyone like to make a comment concerning this matter? All right, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to appoint.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Nichols. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
All right, we read 4 and 5 at the beginning of the meeting, so we'll move on to 6. Number 6 is a motion to appoint Mr. Croucher to serve on the Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, OKI, Regional Council of Governments for a one-year term ending December 31st, 2026. Do we have any comments related to this item?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what I would
Appreciate
say.
it. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, if you didn't get a chance to catch the work session, Mr. Croucher has been dedicated to the city and going to Cincinnati once a month for meetings. And this year he got us a grant for right around $1 million to increase our paving budget. So a lot of that paving increase was due to the staff having the paperwork to back it up and also the relationships that Mr. Croucher has built during those meetings. So I think we'd all like to thank him for that.
Yes.
I will entertain a motion to appoint.
Second.
So
Or so moved. I want it done, okay? There you go.
I think Mrs. Montgomery and Mr. Perry.
There you go.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Sustain.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Number 7 is a motion authorizing the city manager to pay for the city's 2025 Bureau of Workers' Comp premium at a cost of $44,517 and further authorizing the financial director to approve the then and now certificate related thereto in compliance with and pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 5705.41D, and the City of Trenton Resolution Number 12-2002. Do we have any comments or questions related to this? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Perry. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
All right, we'll move on to legislation. Mr. Zip, I would like to entertain a motion that we read items 1 through 7 by title only.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Croucher. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Thank you, Mr. Zipfel, and please pause where appropriate.
Item 1, an ordinance making utilized appropriations for current operating expenses and other expenditures of the City of Trenton, State of Ohio, during a period beginning January 1, 2026, and ending December 31, 2026.
Thank you, Mr. Zipfel. I will entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Croucher. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Thank you, Mr. Zipfel.
Item 2, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of approximately 7.26 acres of real property located in the City of Trenton, Butler County, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Zipfel. There is a request that we suspend the 2 readings and vote on this tonight. I'd like to entertain a motion to do so.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mrs. Montgomery, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Nay.
Mr. Croucher?
Sustained.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
All right, and we'll entertain a motion to authorize.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Nichols and Mr. Perry, roll call, please.
Mr. Nichols?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Mayor Perry?
Nay.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Croucher?
Sustained.
Ms. Montgomery?
Yay.
Ms. Combs?
Yay.
Mr. Ziffel.
Item 3, an ordinance amending Chapter 276 of the codified ordinances of the City of Trenton relating to the Parks and Recreation Board. Item 4, a resolution authorizing cooperation with the Ohio Department of Transportation, ODOT, for PID number 115754, resurfacing improvements to East State Street, State Route 73, and declaring an emergency. Item 5, a resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to be county audited.
Thank you. There is a request that we waive the 2 readings and vote on this tonight. I'd like to entertain a motion that we do so.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Perry, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry?
Yay.
Mr. Perry?
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Mr. Croucher,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs.
Yay.
Thank you, and a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Woodry and Mrs. Montgomery, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Mr. Croucher,
Yay.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs,
Yay.
Mr. Perry.
Yay.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel.
Item 6, an ordinance supplemental appropriations and adjustments amending 2025 final appropriation ordinance 33-2024 to adjust appropriations for various funds and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel. There's a request that we suspend the 2 readings and vote on this tonight. I'll entertain a motion we do so.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Perry, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry,
Yay.
Mr. Perry,
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Mr. Croucher,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs.
Yay.
Thank you, and motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Perry, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry,
Yay.
Mr. Perry,
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Mr. Croucher,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs.
Yay.
Mr. Ziffel.
Thank you, Mayor. Item 7, a resolution approving the terms and conditions of a 3-year successor collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the City of Trenton, Ohio, and the Ohio Patrolmen's Benevolent Association Patrol Officers, authorizing and directing execution of said collective bargaining agreement and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Mr. Ziffel, and I want to add before we go any further to this to thank our police department, the police union, Mr. Ziffel. This is, by all accounts, one of the smoothest labor negotiations we've had, and I want to thank everyone involved. It's much appreciated.
Yeah.
And there's a request that we suspend the 2 readings and vote on this tonight. I'll entertain a motion that we do so.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mr. Croucher, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry,
Yay.
Mr. Croucher,
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs,
Yay.
Mr. Perry.
Yay.
All right, a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mrs. Montgomery, roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs,
Yay.
Mr. Perry.
Yay.
All right, and we will move on to reports. Mr. Ziffel.
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, it's been a pleasure to serve under Councilman Perry, Councilwoman Jones, and Councilman Woodry. Really appreciate the time, the opportunity to serve under you. Hope you're still around. That being said, congratulations on our council life. I really look forward to working with you over the next few years. And, excited to run in and talk more.
Oh, look up this way. I was elected too.
She ain't gonna be forgotten. Love it.
And lastly, Mr. Zilla, you have a donation for you run out. And that's all I have. And happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Ziffel. Mr. Beresford.
Thank you, Mayor. A lot to say. First of all, thank you, Vice Mayor, Ms. Combs, and Mr. Perry. It's been an honor to serve you. I remember when I first came to interview you, and there were 7 people interviewing me, including Ms. Montgomery, and it was a little intimidating, but it's it's truly been an honor serving all of you, and I look forward to serving Mr. Rourke, Ms. Buds, Mr. Profit, and congratulations to our Mr. Croucher, who was sworn in to Vice Mayor, and congratulations to Mayor. And just want to wish everyone a happy holidays and safe travels.
Thank you, Mr. Beresford. Mr. Masisklis.
Thank you, Mayor. One business-related report. Everyone who resides in or does business in the city of Trenton should have received a letter from the Regional Income Tax Authority this past week. That includes your city account number with RIGA and instructions on how to file taxes there. What that particular letter didn't indicate, but what we have been expressing here and on our city website and on our Facebook pages, we are retaining an in-house tax staff to serve and to take and help with annual tax filing. So anyone who has questions on what the transition looks like, will I be able to continue my payment plan? The answer, the payment plan is absolutely. If you're carrying credit from previous years, those are uninterrupted as well. If you have any issues with Rita and can't get a hold of someone there, please come into the office, and we'll do our legwork on the front end here. Although Rita does have custody of those tax accounts, we're still going to be taking payment plans and addressing any resident concerns in-house, right at the same windows that you always have been. Rita is pretty easy service to use. They're all online. I lived in Hamilton for a while and used Rita to file, and I never really had any problems. So it's just another avenue that residents can use, but we are shifting our processes there. If anyone has any concerns, or if you have relatives that have concerns and don't really understand it, just come in. Give us a call, and we'll sort that out. And we are not certainly going to be levying any penalties if you are confused or get delayed in this process. I would also like to express my humble appreciation to the council that hired me. 5 of you were on council when I was given the offer, and Mr. Nichols and Mr. Croucher, you were on several boards. You were very active community members, and when I got that call from Mayor Woodry at the time, not only did it end an argument that I was having with my wife. She was pretty happy to be in an ice cream party this evening. But changed my life, and this has been. We don't always see eye to eye, and a lot of the late nights are difficult, but it's been a humbling experience, and I really enjoyed my service to the city of Trenton. To be honest, Mayor Woodry, you did sell a few bottles of Rogaine with your offer, but it's been a good ride. I will continue to serve. He also looked at me when I took my oath of office, and he said, "May you have a long career with the city of Trenton." Which, for a 25-year-old,
yes,
a long career is 3 years. Well, I'm past that mark now.
I still feel that way.
Yes, we do.
There you go. To new council members, I'm looking forward to serving you, and members of the public that have not yet run, also looking forward to serving you. So, thank you.
I think this has been said before, but one funny thing with the hiring of Mr. Masisklis was that he walked out of the interview, and Mayor Woodry at the time said, "So do we let him sit in suspense for a day or two, or should we just go ahead and call it?"
But he just let the cat out of the bag. He wasn't excited we called him back. He was excited that he ended the argument.
Well, I am happy that we ended the argument. Thank you. Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, Mayor Perry. I just echo everyone's sentiments. I appreciate the time that we've had. And again, to kind of delve into it, just like Matthew, Calvin, after the interview and having the one-on-one drive around town and getting to learn what you knew about the community was extremely helpful coming on board, and I am forever grateful for that. So I appreciate your all's time and energy that you provide to the community, and new council members, we look forward to working with you as well. So I'll end it there. But I will note, I do have a request to go into executive session to consider confidential information related to marketing plans, specific business strategy, production techniques, trade secrets, or personal financial statements of an applicant for economic development assistance, and to confer with legal counsel to discuss purchase of property for public purposes and to discuss the appointment of a public official.
Did that just cover all of them? Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Zippel. We'll go to audience of council. Mr. Croucher.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Deacon Larry Gronis for his prayer tonight, letting us all know that Jesus is the reason for the season. I would also like to thank Mr. Baker and his team for this last 5.5 inches of snow that we had. I was out in the middle of that snowstorm while these guys were out plowing the streets. The city of Trenton was in much better shape than the city of Hamilton or Middletown or any other place that I traveled except Mason. We were right there with Mason. I am very proud of that. I would also like to thank and congratulate the new Parks Board members that came on, and along with the new council. Look forward to working with you. Happy birthday, Lieutenant Rosenfelder. I just wanted to throw that out there. Dave, we all appreciate you and your commitment to the city. I'd also like to let everybody know and thank this council for allowing Stas, the clerk of council, to attend the OKI meetings with me. Sometimes I may not be the sharpest cookie of the bunch, but I got Stas there to back me up to make sure we catch anything that we can get and bring back to the city of Trenton.
That's good.
I've learned a lot from you guys. I'm going to miss every one of you. Jenny, you've been the calm in the room. You've kept me calm, put me in my place, and I appreciate that. Dale, you've been an inspiration.
We're on this together.
Calvin, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you.
I appreciate that.
But with that being said, I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Montgomery.
This is a hard night for me. I'm sitting with some of the best people in the whole wide world. That's how I feel. Nick, Stas, Marcos, Matthew, and this council. In a time when I needed such help. And the thought had come to me a month before the accident, why in the world, God, are you got me in this council? I don't understand. But I will never forget, ever, the support and the encouragement that I received from this council and people in our police department. Oh my gosh, Chief Carr, you know, he took the computer out of his new vehicle as I had that wheelchair and said, I'll never put it back in until you're not in that wheelchair anymore and I can come and pick you up. These people would come to my house and help me. Dale, all of them, all of these men up here came to my house, moved furniture when I was coming home. And I've learned a lot being on council. And the one thing I know is God has placed me in this city for a purpose. And if he'd have wanted me to come to heaven about a year ago, I'd have went. But that wasn't God's will, so I'm back. And I was reelected. Holy cow. There's 4 seats that was available on council.
Oh, Stas.
Stas, you're in trouble, honey. I'm with Floyd. Deacon, I love when the deacon comes to pray. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And Lieutenant Rosenfelter, he's not here tonight, but he's one of my buddies. I'll tell you what, he and Chief Carr come down to the hospital where I was, and those nurses and everybody after they left, because they come in all with everything, you know, the guns, and come in my room, and after they left, the nurses and everybody come in and said, what in the world was that? I said, that was my Chief Carr, and that was Lieutenant Rosenfelter. And the thing out of their mouth, the first thing was, you know you're a miracle, don't you? I'll never forget it. I am looking forward to working with everybody that is coming in. You know, we still have things that's ahead of us that is going to take a lot of research and doing what we can for our people, and that's my goal. It's always been my goal. I work for the residents of this community, and I work with the greatest bunch of people. And the ones that are coming on, I know they have the heart for the city, okay? And that's what it takes. I want to thank this gentleman right here for, no, don't turn around and look. What he's doing for the homeless right now, people that, you know, don't have gloves, socks, all the things, and he approached us, and, you know, it's an honor to do those things. It's an honor to help our people, help people. It's what it's all about. And I have to say, like Floyd, you know, have a good holiday with your family. Last year at this time, I wasn't walking. Think about that. That's how good God's been to me. And that's the purpose of me being here. I'm here for 4 more years. Look out. You'll see the craziness, but I love it. I love it. And so I think I'm done. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you, Mrs. Montgomery. Mr. Nichols.
Just like to thank everybody that's been coming out for the meetings lately. It's nice to actually have some people attend our meetings. Especially the new council members, the council members elect. They've been coming to meetings, starting to learn about the city, and that's always important for them to get as much knowledge as they can before they're actually setting up here. Because it's a little different setting up here looking out. I still remember when Jenny and Calvin and I first attended our first meeting. We had an executive session, and first thing they told us was the city was involved in a lawsuit over the water treatment plant. And then a couple meetings after that, I think it was a lawsuit over the Delaware Crossing subdivision. And I was thinking, what in the world did we get into? But it's turned out that we've been able to handle what came along. And I think the main reason for that is because we've approached it with professionalism. We have different opinions. We don't always agree. But we can sit in a meeting and we can disagree, and then after the meeting, we're still friends. We'll go up to neighbors and have dinner or go to the Moose or whatever. You know, there's no more harsh words or anything. And I think that's the key to this council working so well. But I served 16 years with Jenny and Calvin, and then I took 2 years off and decided I wasn't done and ran for the election. So I'm 2 years behind them now, but I'll catch up in the next couple of years. But it's been a long road, but we've accomplished a lot. I was just thinking this week about some of the things we've been able to accomplish in those 20 years. And there's just so many improvements to this city that's come in those 20 years. A lot of people don't like the growth and some of the improvements, but I think if they really deep down look at what our city is now compared to what it was 20 years ago, it's hard to say that we haven't made great strides forward. And we've put a couple $1 million into our parks, built the amphitheater, new firehouse, state-of-the-art equipment over there. One thing a lot of cities had a big problem with, and you're still hearing about problems with it, is all the COVID funds that came in. A lot of cities, there's been a lot of talk of fraud and everything. We were very careful in how we spent those funds. We spent them on things that were going to last, that were a big improvement, like new ambulance, things like that. But we've taken a lot of heat for some things recently. And there's been some people that don't agree, and that's okay. Like I said, we don't always agree. But like Mrs. Montgomery said, yeah, these are some of the best people I've ever met. And another reason this council is so works so well is because of the staff we have.
Yeah.
They make our job easy. We've increased. When we first started, our rescue squad and our fire department were both completely volunteer. They're both now under the fire department and staff on station 24/7. I think we had about 11 or 12 police officers at that time. I think we're up to what now, 17 or 18?
18, sir.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of improvements made. I'm gonna miss working with especially Jenny and Calvin, because I've been with them so long. I'm gonna miss Dale too, but I'm sure they'll still be around. Dale will still be at Todd's, I know, but Calvin might even stop in once in a while, but Jenny's so young, she doesn't get to stop in because she still has to work. She's the youngster of the group, but
I like
yeah,
that.
it's been a good ride. I really appreciate all I've learned from everyone here, and always will appreciate that. I think that's all I have.
Thank you. I'm going to start off with one of the pleas that I had during the work session, and I'll keep it short this time. If you know anyone that has anything to do with what happened to the soccer fields, look, I know turning yourself in is a very hard thing to do, and I'm honestly at this point I'm not expecting it, but here's the only thing that I do ask. Please help fix the damage. Come out there. I'll be out there. I'm sure a lot of other people will. And as a community, we need to come together and we need to fix that. They are a nonprofit organization that runs solely on the fees and any donations that they get. So it's damage like that could really significantly hurt them, and it probably will if we don't come together as a community and help rebuild what was destroyed. All right, I'll leave that at that. What do I say? I'm sitting up here and I don't know what to say. I mean, that you're my dad. Yeah. Like how much more can I say that I have learned so much from you being on council. Not only from you in the beginning of my life, but from you being on council. Because I remember before you were on council, us arguing for an hour when you were standing up there about a Parks Board event. And we went back and forth for an hour. And there have been times when we could do that every night.
Yes.
But it's absolutely been an honor.
Yeah.
For me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were interviewing for the open position and your dad applied, there was talk between everyone, well, should there really be a father and son on council? And everybody thought, well, they'll agree on everything. These two disagree more than any of the rest of us.
I'm old school. But I respect it. I really do.
Jenny, no matter how hard the decision and no matter how tough things got and no matter how much I've wanted to lose my temper at time, you've been the calm in the storm.
Yep, absolutely.
Always been the calm in the storm. And not only that, in executive session, sometimes when it gets heated, you know exactly when to speak up.
Get my mom voice.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes. She puts on a mom voice and
Straightens it out.
everything straightens out, and it's almost like a reset to the whole conversation. Yeah. She says, not in these words, but you've gone too far. We're going off the rails here. Calm down. Come back. And honestly, I'm going to miss that like crazy.
Which one of you are going to do that one?
Lord,
You're good.
Calmly.
And just reading what you've done in your years of service was humbling. You've been amazing for the city and everything that you've done. This is something to really be proud of. And it's been an absolute honor serving with you. I'm going to say the first time that when I was first elected to council, a friend of mine asked me what the mayor's like. And I said, I can't imagine anyone better than Calvin at being a mayor. And I have tried my best to live up to that all of the time. And I understand that that's an unobtainable goal.
Oh, no, it's not. Any one of us could have been mayor at any time.
Yeah. Calvin has done a phenomenal job for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I have so much to say I can't say. There's not much I can say, but...
Well, I'm kind of just wondering if you're going to give me a chance to say anything.
No, actually, what we're doing is we're skipping over so they can't make their final remarks. I was hoping nobody would notice. But to all three of you, I just want to thank you for everything. I came into this council very young and scared to death. And you all have given me so much advice, not only growing as a council member, but growing as a man in general, that it's a debt I could never repay, and I can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
And with that, I think we'll go to Mr. Perry.
Thank you for everything. I appreciate it. Well, first of all, I'd like to set the record straight on this sock bucky sweater. 4 years ago, I bought this, and my son had, when he was a child, actually, he has a sock bucky. We still have it. I couldn't find it tonight. I found his Dennis Seminis, but I couldn't find it. But he named it, "Hey, you look like a sock bucky. How many did I have to kill to get this?" So I wear it every year for Christmas. But my whole theory was, my mother was a hoarder. She still has I graduated from Edgewood in 1977. My senior picture was a canary yellow leisure suit. It is still down the basement where my mother lived and where Ryan lives now. And I said I was going to wear it. Well, the problem is I can't wear a 32 no more. So I could not wear it, so I figured, all right, we'll keep the tradition, we'll do the sock monkey. But second of all, as my son said, that I'm a regular member or a starting member at Todd's. Well, the best thing that has happened, I have seen Marco show up now. Matthew show up. Stas has been there.
Yeah, me.
Nick has been there. And it's a great place to hang out. There's a lot of information that goes there. A lot of farmer. I'm not a farmer. I've learned a lot from the local farmers. I mean, Ken shows up. I mean, we're all there. Austin. And like I said, you learn a lot from just being around people that's done all this all their life. And I mean, Ray's there, Calvin's there. I mean,
Occasionally.
I was going to say,
Occasionally.
I enjoy it. But I love seeing Marcos and Matthew and, like I said, and all of them there. And what's best that has made an impression to me is that they're out in their community. People sees them out in the community. And lots of times people don't know how to talk to them or whatever. I look at them as just regular guys. But I appreciate you getting involved in that part of it, especially. Let them see you. Let them know that you're part of the thing. And I appreciate everyone that has brought me forward. I sat out there for probably 8 years out in the audience, and I was asked by the person who still works for the city, put in for it now, and I did. My son excused himself at that time. And I'll be honest how it all started. But I thought, well, I've been right here now going on 67 years. I know most of the answers. Well, this young lady stumped me the first question. You plan on running again? I said, never thought about that at the end of the term because it started in May. But I did. I was elected, and I thank everyone for the chance to serve even more time and appreciate it. Mr. Zealot, I appreciate what you've done for the community and also for all the homeless and everything else. And I'd just like to say a big thank you. The stockings I thought was a great idea. I really did. I thought it was, and what I've seen so far, everyone contributed to you. And I know, like I said, Mr. Zippel said he has some stuff for you, but I'm glad to see that. Helping the community. And I do volunteer at the EMA. And we hand out food at the food pantry and raise part of it also. And I'm being honest with you, I got asked a little bit before the last Thanksgiving. And you're in your community and you're kind of blind because you don't know that goes on until you get involved. and you'd be surprised what goes on as far as the need and the help that people need. And it's very much eye-opening, and first of all, I'd like to thank the residents of Trenton and the Edgewood community, the EMA's Edgewood Ministerial Association. And the best thing about it is I know at Todd's, Sonny's is who it is now, started a new thing where you could buy $5 and $10 bags and donate to the food pantry. We were getting in need of food, of canned foods and everything. We had to keep cutting back because it's been a blessing in disguise. I personally have taken over 300 bags of groceries out of Todd's up to the food pantry myself, and there's been other people take the bags out of there also. Thanksgiving, you could add $15 and buy a turkey. We ended up giving away approximately 60 turkeys to needy families. Now we're doing the same with hams. And so far, I think it's up to 70 or 75 dinners we're going to be delivering on Saturday to the people in the Edgewood community. And we have helped a few that comes in from different communities that says, I can't get no help. You'll never go away hungry if I'm there. I promise you that. Never. And we'll give you food to, hold over the weekend and stuff like that. But I'd like to thank the communities that have stepped forward and just helped everyone. And it's been, everything I got to say has been very eye-opening. I know we've had, just to touch on something else, we've had our differences with some of the things that's going in the Trenton Square and also the data center and everything else. But one thing, if you see me, and every once in a while I get on there and I have to laugh at some of the stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, I laugh at it. But if I ever post anything, it will be with my name. I don't need to hide behind a fictitious name. I will never do that. So if you got something to say, be respectful and say, don't hide behind, fictitious names whatsoever. And that's really about all I can say, but I would love to talk to all of you. I love seeing you here, and I'll be sitting out there. I promise you all that. And I'll probably get on another board if God's willing, let's put it that way. But I love this city, born and raised in this city, and plan on staying in this city. So I do appreciate it. Merry Christmas, and as Chevy Chase says, a happy New Year. That's all. Thank you all for that.
Thank you. Mrs. Combs.
First of all, I'd like to thank those willing to serve on our boards and commissions. Time is one of the most valuable things that you can give, and it's a great way to be involved in your community, so thank you for that. 20 years ago, gosh, I can't remember saying doing something for 20 years, but I had my own decorating business, raising my kids, and there were things going on that I was concerned about and ended up at a city council meeting. And one council meeting led to another council meeting, and I kind of took interest in it. I had a neighbor that lived across the street, Arnold Brown, and he would come over and we would discuss city happenings. And he's like, Jenny, you should run for city council. And I said, I don't know anything about the city or running for city council. I'm just a plain Jane. And he goes, that's what we need. We need someone just to represent your normal everyday citizen. And I thought, well, I can do that. I prayed about it. There were 11 people running for 4 positions. I said, Lord, if it's your will, it'll be done.
There it is, right
and
there.
Sure enough, I was elected, which was kind of scary at that point because I really didn't think it would happen. There I was, but, Trenton had just adopted their comprehensive plan. It was a great comprehensive plan, but there was no action plan to make it happen. And so that was something that definitely needed to happen. We didn't have a very big tax base. We didn't have any. We had Magnode and Panda Pencil Factory. Those were our big employers. And in talking with Arnold, we talked about the need for an industrial park. And we purchased the land for that industrial park, and it sat there for a long time. But look where we are today. And one of the, I think the highlights of, you had to know my neighbor Arnold. He had such a heart for the city. He was born and raised here. He spent lots of time in the city manager's office, finance director's office, but it was his dream to have that industrial park. And one of the highlights of my city career was when we named the street after Arnold Brown Industrial Drive. His family came, and it was just a big highlight. So he was my mentor and kind of the person who led me in this direction. And then I ended up being here for 20 years. We've talked a lot of the things that have happened in that 20 years, and they were so many things that I'm so proud of. This community, it means so much to me, and the people that I've worked with on council and staff are some of the best people I know. And not just good people, but they have a heart for this city and for the people of this city. And like people have said, there's a lot of things, and has been over the 20 years that we've served, that people aren't happy about. And it hurts because you want to make everybody happy. It's like having your kids. You want to make them happy, but you've got to be responsible and look at the bigger picture. And so I think we're passing the torch on into some good hands. And I feel like they'll look out for the citizens just like people have in the past, and keep growing us. You can't stop growth, but you can grow it the best way that you can. Yeah. And I think that's it, except Merry Christmas to everyone. And it's been an honor to serve.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Woodring.
Best till last.
I don't know about that. I too would like to say thank you and congratulate all the people that were sworn into the Parks Board tonight, and thank you to everyone that serves on our boards and committees for the city, because it is a great thing to have the citizen input, and it takes a little bit of time away from your families, but we do appreciate it up here. And the yellow leisure suit. I always heard that Ryan was going to wear it one day, and I'm wondering. What happened to that?
Okay, I can't fit into the pants. I might be able to pull off the jacket, though.
You'll have to wear it.
Okay. Marcos, I appreciated your words, because to be very honest with you, that day that we went around in my pickup truck and I showed you all the city properties and talked to you about things, I could not get a read on you for anything. And I went home that day thinking, is this guy serious? Or I couldn't figure you out that day, but I'm glad you're here. A lot of people probably don't realize this, but I think it was, what were you on? You were actually employed here 4 days, and the Carvana deal got dumped in your lap?
Yes.
And I have stated publicly to many people, you are the only reason that deal actually went through. I don't believe that previous city managers would have even brought it to council, to be honest about it. I think it would have just got kind of glossed over. So I know there's been controversy about that over, from time to time, but Mr. Perry watches their stocks, and their stock is continuing to rebound, correct?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So, that March of 2006 purchase that 3 very green council members sat in on an executive session, and we bought right around 183 acres of farmland. Phase 1 of our industrial park.
What was it, 2.3 million, something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that, and people ridiculed us.
Tore down a farmhouse.
But as far as people ridiculing us, I want to make one comment, make one statement. And I want everybody to understand, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion. It's your right to have an opinion, but just remember, there's someone out there that has the exact opposite opinion of you also. And just because they're not showing up at council meetings and voicing it, doesn't mean they're not out there. So, I've always kind of kept that in the back of my mind. I think one of the last council meetings I was at, I counted like 19 people here. And yeah, that's great because we're actually getting interaction with the citizens, but I can't help but think that there's a silent majority out there just staying at home and taking care of things there. So that's just my gut feeling. There's no research put into that or anything, but 20 years of sitting up here kind of gives you a little bit of insight about what's going on. So, I really don't want to spend a whole lot more time up here talking about this. Jenny and Ray, Dale, they've said pretty much everything that I was thinking. And, for one last time, I want to say if you're gonna travel over the holidays, if you're traveling over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house, number one, travel safely. Number two, give Grandma a hug, because Grandmas don't last forever.
That's right.
Amen.
And I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. And to Marcy, Ken, and Austin, just go into things with an open mind. You're going to learn a lot your first year. You're going to learn a lot your first 2 years. And there's going to be times when it's overwhelming, but don't let yourself get discouraged.
Nope.
Show up 2 Thursday nights a week or a month and just keep putting one foot in front of the other and get the job done. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to our mayor, Mr. Perry.
Right, could I say one thing? Yeah, the 3 young men that's in the back, thank you for showing up. I know you're not even from Trenton, but thank you. You're well recognized, and believe me, I appreciate you showing
The
up.
youngest school board member ever elected in Butler County.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, he is.
Lakota School Board member.
Lakota School Board member. Matthew, I'd just like to say you and Stas, probably, I was involved in both of your hirings, and probably
too.
2 of the best that we've made,
I'm proud of it.
that I was involved in. I can't say the rest of them, but I can say that I was involved
I
in.
was.
I wasn't involved in his, but like I said, you guys have been an asset to the city.
Yep.
Absolutely, yes.
Chief, did you want to say something? You kept coming this way.
I'm standing because my knees hurt and I'm tired to sit.
Understand that.
Just making sure.
Go ahead, I'm done. I'm sorry, you got it?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, we do have a request to go into executive session for the reasons stated by City Manager Nichols. I will entertain a motion that we do so.
So moved.
Second.
Vice Mayor Woodry and Mrs. Montgomery. Roll call, please.
Vice Mayor Woodry,
Yay.
Ms. Montgomery,
Yay.
Mayor Perry,
Yay.
Mr. Croucher,
Yeah.
Mr. Nichols,
Yay.
Ms. Combs,
Yay.
Mr. Perry.
Yay.
I will make one more comment. That I really appreciate this, and these will be prominently displayed in my house.
Absolutely.
Not that I have that many visitors to my house, but it
I'm
will be
taking mine to
a
work tomorrow.
it will be a very
Yes, you should. Yeah, hang in your office.
a very welcome reminder of the 20 years that I spent here.
Get your necklace, put that key around your neck.
I'm going to wear it into work.
All right. We are going into executive session at 9:43 p.m. No other business will be conducted after executive session,
Got too long? Yeah.
except for adjourning. So please enjoy your night, and we'll see you at the first of the year. Thank you.